we go. Welcome everyone to our virtual transfer college fair. We're excited you've joined us this afternoon to learn about some institutions that you may want to continue your education at. Today's webinar is just that, a webinar, and so our presenters cannot see you nor can they hear you. So the only way you have to communicate with them is by using the Q&A button found at the bottom of your screen. You can ask those questions of the presenters at any time, so feel free to type those questions in that Q&A. Our presenters do have access to the chat, not unfortunately to talk to you, but to drop any kind of links. So if they have information they would like you to have in addition to what's in their presentation, you can find those in the chat. There are additional sessions this afternoon and this evening, so certainly join us for those, learn about some other institutions, and if there are schools you didn't get to see today or would like to go back and review any of the information from this session, you can do that at strivescan.com/Virginia. It would have been nice if they could have gotten a facilitator who could speak. So because I'm having such trouble, I'm going to pass it on to our first presenter from East Tennessee State University. Zach, take it away.
Hello, my name is Zach Thompson. I am the Assistant Director for East Tennessee State University for transfer recruitment. So guys, I'm going to share my screen so that you all can view my presentation. All right, guys, so I'm going to talk about all things transfer. First of all, ETSU is located in Johnson City, Tennessee. That is Northeast Tennessee, right near the North Carolina and Virginia border. We have about 12,000 students, over 150 different majors, over 250 different student organizations, along with several D1 athletics. So we do play at the highest level. We are known for our digital media. We are also known for our Appalachia studies, along with bluegrass and several film studies as well. We have several Grammys, and we have mostly any movie that you've probably seen. We have worked on, so especially the Marvel movies. So ETSU is a great place to come for digital media, film, but also business. We have one of the top business schools in the region, and we are the #1 nursing school in the region. So we have several online nursing programs. So I'm going to start off with how you can transfer to ETSU. Right here, guys, you will see, here is my contact information along with the admissions office contact information. So after this, if you have any questions, please contact me or give us a call, and that number will be directed to my number. All right, guys, first of all, to apply to ETSU, all you want to do is just go to etsu.edu/apply. Submit your official university and college transcripts along with your FAFSA, and use our school code 003487. All right, by doing that, that will give us your FAFSA so that we can award you financial aid. But guys, first, you do want to apply, so don't forget to do that. All right, guys, to be admitted, we do have a sliding scale. So as you see here, 12 to 29 credit hours, all you need is a 1.4. For 29 to 45 hours, you need a 1.7, and 45 to 60 hours, you need a 1.9. Then if you have 60 hours or above, you need a 2.0. By meeting any of these areas, you will be conditionally admitted until we receive your final transcript for that semester. Once you are admitted, you can sign up for orientation. Orientation is a great way to where you can register for classes, but also get more information on where to go to start school. Now, guys, if you have less than 12 credit hours, you will need to meet our freshman admission requirements. So in order to see that, just visit etsu.edu/admissions. All right, guys, so I know a lot of questions that transfer students have is how does my credits transfer? We have several ways. So you just go to our equivalency tables. So if you go to etsu.edu/articulation, you can view the equivalency tables, and that will you will select your school, then find the class that you've taken on the left and compare it to the class that is here at ETSU. That is the easiest way to see how your classes transfer. Then we do have Transfer Works, which correlates directly with degree work. So you'll see how much longer you have with your degree here. And then once we receive your transcripts, we will give you an official evaluation for admissions. All right, guys, once you do apply, you do need to activate your Gold Link. Gold Link is where you can see your transcripts. You can see what all you have left, how you view your financial aid and everything. So guys, make sure when you do apply, you go through this. All right, guys, so the biggest thing that I wanted to show you all is tuition. So we have an out-of-state reset. So you see right here, if you are a border county student, you actually qualify for our in-state tuition, which is $4,935 per semester, which equals out to $9,870 per year. Now, if you live outside of the border counties in Virginia, your tuition is $5,250 per semester and $10,500 per year. Okay, so that's very great. We are very competitive with our region and other institutions within the state of Virginia and Tennessee. So guys, remember, if you're within the border county, it's $9,870. And if you're outside the border counties, it's $10,500. To counteract this, this tuition, we do have several scholarships. Our Transfer APS scholarship, which is worth $3,000. This is awarded to students that have a 3.2 or above with 30 earned credit hours. Then we have our Transfer Midway Honors. That's to all honors students. That is worth $7,000. All you need is a 3.5 and 30 credit hours. Then we have several other scholarships, which is our ETSU Endowed Scholarships and our Honor and Discipline Scholarships. The APS and Midway Honors do not stack upon each other, but you can stack the Endowed and Honors and Discipline on top of the APS and Midway. But additionally, all these scholarships will go on top of your FAFSA. So guys, make sure you apply. The deadline for the APS is May 15th, and the deadline for the Midway Honors is has already passed. But guys, you can still get the APS. All right, guys, make sure whenever you get here, you get connected with our Office of New Student Family Orientation. We do have several transfer living and learning communities for you to live with other transfer students on campus. Then we have a transfer advisory committee along with Tau Sigma. So guys, we want you to stay involved so that you can have a great time at ETSU, but also be successful. All right, guys, thank you all for listening. And here's the contact information once again.
Thank you so much, Zach. And you may want to pop that in the chat so that our students can see that. Yes, next, we will have our representative from Southeastern University.
Awesome. Well, hey, thanks so much for having me. It's good to meet many of you. I'm just going to get rolling here and share my screen. And I want to show you all a video about Southeastern University. We, of course, are here in Lakeland, Florida, and it's right between Orlando and Tampa. So if you're thinking palm trees, you're right. It's awesome. I grew up in the area. I actually myself was a transfer student to SEU a couple of years back and absolutely love living and learning here in Lakeland. But let me get you started with the video here and then we'll get going. Actually, you know what? I think I gotta reshare my audio. So Southeastern University is, of course, a private Christian university. If you didn't already know that, and I'm going to go through a bit of information here now that the video is going.
Fire up. It's that feeling deep in your bones. That desire to be part of something bigger than yourself. It's what drives us, propels us. It's what brought you here. Together, we believe. We dream. We strive for the impossible. Innovation is our fuel. Community is our breath. We discover. We push boundaries. Experiencing life as it was created to be. So fire up your imagination. To chase, to create, to dare. Fire up to be the change this world is waiting for. We are waiting for you.
Awesome. And I actually, when I came into SU, I was a part of the football team just for a year and absolutely loved it. And so we are a private Christian university and we're here in Lakeland, Florida. Like I said, we've got a ton of international students, which we love to talk about. Being that we are a private university, what I found in my time being recruited and looking at other admission universities, it seemed like there weren't a lot of schools that actually had a diverse campus and had the similar Christian background that I was interested in. So a little bit about me, I graduated just 2 years ago. I studied kinesiology. I played football here. I was a resident assistant. I oversaw our visit experience team and our tour guides. And so I've done a lot of things on campus and absolutely loved it so much that I wanted to stay on full time. And so I'm doing just that, helping other transfer students like myself now. And that has been an absolute blast. So how did I end up here? Why did I pick SEU? Well, for me, like I said, I wanted a Christian environment. And I realized that at my first school that wasn't a Christian environment, that was really pivotal for me in my learning experience, socially, academically, professionally, all of these things tied together along with my faith. And so when I sought out SEU, I really realized that a class size of 21 students, a professor that oftentimes was a minister for many years, this is a place I wanted to be. And then since coming and forming those relationships with other students and professors, it absolutely has changed my life and have absolutely just loved being here at SU ever since. So let me tell you just a bit about our academics. We have over 100 programs in total, but our 5 most popular majors, of course, are kinesiology, psychology, biological science with a concentration. And I believe we have multiple concentrations. So you can actually look online to see which concentration you may be interested in. Our Bachelor of Social Work, and then of course, elementary education. Now our newest majors, and this is really exciting, we just added aviation about 2 years ago. And so we've got really, really small class cohort size aviation classes right now, which is a wonderful thing to have here in the Lakeland community and on campus. We just added political science. We also added tourism and hospitality management, as well as this year adding language, culture, and trade. So if any of those interest you, those are some of our new adds and they're very exciting. We also have a nursing program, and my fiance actually graduated out of the nursing program last year, and she's working as a nurse now in Tampa. They do incredibly well in the field. It seems like they are always wanting to get hired, and just about every hospital in the area is coming for our students. So this is certainly an impressive major on campus. Our education major is another impressive major, with 95% of our education graduates being offered a teaching position. Oftentimes it's before they even graduate that schools in the area and abroad are coming and asking about our students. So very impressive there. Accounting as well, having an incredible pass rate of the CPA exam, and that is extremely high here in Florida. So that's another great statistic. But of course, if you're interested in any of these majors, you can always let us know. So what do we do as far as an admission office? We are test optional, and we're offering a full on-campus experience with scholarships up to $13,000 a year. And so there's so much more than that, but those are just a couple of the quick hits. And of course, you can apply for free using the code FUTUREFIRE. So if you're interested in any of those degrees, any further degrees, you can go online and see those, apply for free with the code, or you could even scan this QR code here. So I hope that helps a little bit. Feel free to ask any questions in the chat box, and I would be happy to answer those. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tyler. And next we'll hear from Kettering University.
Good afternoon. I'm John Waldo from Kettering University, and we are located in Flint, Michigan. So that may seem a far away from Virginia, but it's a great place to be. It's a city that's on the move. And we're actually the birthplace of General Motors. So that's part of our great history. We used to be known as General Motors Institute, and we were the place that General Motors sent its engineers to for engineering. And so we're really focused in on what we do. We only have 9 academic programs. Most of them are engineering. We have, you see, chemical, computer, electrical, engineering systems, engineering physics, industrial, and mechanical engineering. We have a management program, and we have computer science, which is one of our most popular new majors. Students can also study pre-med as a course of study here, and our co-op employers absolutely love pre-med students who are looking to, there might be a mechanical engineering major or a chemical engineering major, and then also studying pre-med. And so it's a great opportunity. We here talk about that you can transfer your credits and transform your future, because that's pretty much what you can do. So we do not have large lecture halls that are, where you're cram-packed full with students. So we have a small campus, about 2,200 students, and student-faculty ratio of about 14:1. It's really about half of that, because half of our students are here at any one time, while the other half are off in their paid co-op experiences, which we'll talk about in just a minute. So that really is the thing that's distinctive for us. So we are a co-op university, and our terms are actually different than most college terms across the country. So students can actually start in any of 4 academic terms: July, October, January, or April. And you're in school for about 11 weeks, or let's just say 3 months. It's a full semester, but it's compressed into 11 weeks. And the reason we do that is so that you can be 3 months in school and 3 months out in a paid work experience, or what we call co-op. Depending on when you transfer in and how many credits you have, you may be able to earn up to 2.5 years of professional experience, and you're getting paid for it. So, some colleges offer internships. We require co-ops. We have a whole co-op team that helps you to find your placement, and you actually will get paid for it. And many times we find that our co-op students are supervising internship students from other universities. The benefit is for the employers is they're building employees that could eventually become full-time employees. And so they see this as an opportunity to really build into you. They're truly an education partner. So here's about just a few of the 400 employment agencies or employment employers that we work with. You see some very recognizable names there, and we have more than 400, and they are all over the country. I would say the predominant number is in the Southeast Michigan, but we do have companies in South Carolina, North Carolina, in Illinois, and California, and Florida. So this is really a great opportunity to build up your resume, to get experience, and the majority of our students get offered a full-time job by the time they graduate from their co-op employer. Pretty much in terms of getting into the transfer process at Kettering, just go to kettering.edu/transfer. We have all kinds of resources that are there, not the least of which, and this is not to brag, but we pride ourselves on our personal touch in working with students. So on our transfer page, you can actually find not only the tools, but the link to contact me, where you can set up an appointment and we can talk about what you're hoping to do with your career and see if Kettering is the right fit for you. We're looking for at least 24 college credits and at least a 3.0 GPA on your college transcript. If you have less than 24 credits, then we'll also want to look at your high school information. And again, as I said, you can start in July, October, January, or April. So almost all of our students receive financial aid. We have something called a fixed tuition guarantee, which means that once you start here, you will not have an increase in your tuition for the time that you remain here. We also have Phi Theta Kappa for those of you coming from community colleges, and you have the opportunity for a PTK scholarship. If you have at least 30 credits and at least a 3.5, then you have an additional $1,500 on top of our very generous merit scholarships for transfer students. So this is the new building that's going up right now. I get to look at it outside my window anytime that I'm on campus, and it's really, really exciting. It's a really cool new learning space, all kinds of collaborative spaces. So we are in the process of seeing if we can have visits coming up pretty soon, but right now we're going to be prioritizing the incoming class of admitted students for visits once we get that permission. But we have all kinds of opportunities for students to see our virtual tour and tons of virtual past events that we've done online. You can get to all of that from kettering.edu/visit. So that's just a little bit about Kettering. Like I said, it's a place where you can fuel your ambition and accelerate your future, and you can also transfer your credits and transform your future. So please, go to kettering.edu/transfer. You'll find the link to set up an appointment with me. I will also drop it in the chat. Thanks and have a great day.
Thank you, John. Fun fact, Flint, Michigan was one of the answers in the New York Times crossword puzzle this morning as the home of General Motors.
Well,
So,
cool.
very, very topical for us, for sure. Next, we have Mary Catherine from American University of Paris.
Hi, everybody. My name is Mary Catherine Knoll. I am with the American University of Paris. I'm just going to share a quick presentation. So let me just get my screen up for y'all real quick. Okay, so as you can see, my contact information is right here. So if you have any questions after this session ends, just feel free to reach out to me. I'll have it up again at the end and I'll put it in the chat when I am done. So the American University of Paris is an American university that is located in Central Paris. We are an accredited American university. We offer a 4-year US degree, but the only difference is instead of being in the US, we're going to drop you right in the middle of Paris. We are really proud of our international student body. We classify our students as global explorers. So you'll see that we have 50% come from the US, 30% from the continent of Europe, and 20% from the rest of the world. But most of our students have some type of international or global experience already with them. So while those numbers might seem pretty set, we actually have students, they might be from the US, but they grew up in Germany or they grew up in China, all over the world. It's a really interesting and diverse student body. In the classroom, most of our classrooms, you're not going to have more than 20 students. That's even in those freshman entry-level courses. We have a 9-to-1 student faculty ratio, so you will get to know your professors very well. It's one of the main things that students really like about AUP is that when it's time to ask for those recommendation letters, it is really easy to do so because you're going to know your professors very well. And our classes are taught in English, so you do not need to speak French to attend AUP. Though a lot of our students do take advantage of the immersion opportunity of being in France to become fluent in French. We have 26 different academic majors that you can choose from. We are a liberal arts university, and all of our majors are going to come from a global and international perspective. So if you're taking film studies, there's going to be some type of international perspective in that. Kind of goes with everything else that we teach. Everything we do is from that global explorer mentality. Our campus is located, like I said, in the center of Paris, which is the 7th district, which is right where the Eiffel Tower is located. So very, very, very central, great location. Our neighborhood is an urban campus. So our buildings are not all going to be right next to each other because we are in a very historic and popular area of Paris, but they're not going to be more than a 10-minute walk from one to the other. And that's absolutely the farthest that you'll have to go in between. We do offer study trips where you can get a little bit more immersed in different cultures within like your classes and how it applies to all the things you're learning in class. Right now with COVID going on, we are only doing our study trips within France, but we are hoping to open up our study trips across the world very, very soon. We do offer housing. All first-year students will have guaranteed housing through the AUP housing office. It is same as our campus. It's urban within Paris. The farthest that you're going to be is a 30-minute metro ride, which in Paris is ideal, is so perfect. But you'll be grouped with other students. You can have shared occupancy. You can have a single room. There's a lot of different options, kind of like residence style type selection that you can choose from. After your first year, you have the option to stay with AUP housing, or you can find your own apartment within Paris. For the application process, it's pretty standard. We require you to apply. That's either through the Common App or our AUP application on the website. Personal statement essay, supplemental essay, list of activities, 2 letters of recommendation. One of those does need to be academic, or at least one of them needs to be academic. Your transcripts, and then if you would like to send in your test scores, we do accept those. However, we are a test optional school. We really like to emphasize the whole package deal of the student, so it's not just grades and tests based. Transfer specific requirements are going to be to have at least 12 credit hours completed. You will need to have or we accept up to 64. And then if you have under 45, you'll need to send in those high school transcripts as well. You'll send in your transcripts from all the colleges you have attended. And then if you have any specific questions about how your courses are going to transfer over, you can reach out to me. I'll put my information in the chat. Oh, and we also have spring and fall entry for transfers. So this is our chart about cost of attendance. Our tuition is in euros, so if you have any questions about that, I can get you the conversion rate. Then we have our cost of living and then the total cost combined. And to offset those costs, we do have scholarships and loans. So on the screen here, you'll see those are a few different ones that we do offer. Transfer students are eligible for all of the same scholarships and financial aid that incoming freshman students are eligible for. So everything that you see out here is something that you would be eligible for. And of course, we have our very happy alumni. We have an absolutely stellar alumni base. 94% of them have either jobs or they're in grad school by within a year of their graduation, and 80% of them have an international element in their work. So meaning maybe they travel abroad or they're working in a non-native country. It's just something that we're really proud of, that they continue to be global explorers. And then of course, there is my information, which I will put in the chat. Thank you all for listening about my presentation for the American University of Paris.
Thank you so much. Next, we'll go from Paris to Missouri and hear about Webster University.
Great, thank you so much. All right, my name is Christina Gilbert. I am with Webster University. Our home campus is in St. Louis, Missouri, but you may see Webster campuses all around. We have an international and domestic campus network, which provides really great opportunities for our students. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. All right, so hopefully you're seeing that. We are Webster, indeed. And actually, I have a video as well, so I need to, hold on just a second. I need to share my sound. Okay, so let's try that again. So again, yes, we are Webster. I want to show this quick video because I think it really does kind of show who Webster is in our many different campuses. So hopefully you can see this okay. So yes, we often ask the question, what are you waiting for when talking with students? Because the experiences that Webster can provide are second to none for students who are interested in that international study abroad perspective and experience in their college education. So a little bit more about Webster. Of course, first of all, the university leadership puts students at the forefront of everything. Every decision that's made, we're looking to see how does this impact our students. And that went from the pandemic over the past year. You can see a thumbs up here from one of our students. All of the resources that we've made available for our students to make them be able to come to campus and do so safely was really important for us. So we were founded in 1915. We're a private nonprofit university, and we have one of the most diverse student populations of any college of our size in America. We are recognized nationally, regionally, and internationally for our global diversity, inclusion, and our academic excellence. We have really small classes. The student to teacher ratio is 9:1, as you can see there. This indicates that most classes are capped at 25. That's exactly true, but most of our classes are more along the lines of 12 to 15 students in a class. And that's truly the experience that our transfer students have, because most often by the time they get to Webster, they're focusing on what's left for their major. Most of the time, the general education courses are completed if they've gone from a community college into Webster. So 12 to 15 is truly what most of our students are experiencing. So they really get a good opportunity to get to know the professors. They create wonderful relationships with them that go beyond their 2 or 4 years here at the university. All of our programs are very hands-on. We have more than 100 different academic programs that span over 5 different colleges and schools. Some of the most common programs for our incoming transfer students are psychology, our business programs. We have a new program in cybersecurity for computer science, which was just recognized and accredited by the Department of Homeland Security. So that's been really great for us. And we also have a lot of students coming in and majoring in education and many of our communications programs. We have a lot of hands-on programs like animation, film, TV, and video production, game design, and things along those lines. So, and I'll make this presentation available so that you can kind of click into some of these different options and learn a little bit more about what we have academically. Of course, we are talking about transfer, so wanted to talk a little bit about our transfer processes here at the university. We have, students are easily able to transfer into the university with their previous coursework. Of course, there's some key transfer guidelines, but most often, if a college was taken as college level, then the student will be able to transfer that course into Webster if they completed it successfully. Any students who have their Associate of Arts degree, that will satisfy our general education requirements, and all credits that are part of that completed degree that are completed successfully will transfer up to a total of 90 credit hours. So we are very transfer friendly in terms of what we will bring in, and we make it really easy for the students to determine. We'll work with them to determine what is left for them to finish their degree. Of course, the campus life experience has been a little bit different over the last year, but we have still been very active. Our students are very, very engaged with more than 70 different clubs and organizations for them to pick from. We also make it really easy for a student if they look through that list and they don't find something that calls to them, we make it really easy for them to create their own club or organization, which provides some really great leadership experience for them, of course, and provide something that's their own here at the university, here on campus. Webster University does have athletics. We're a Division III in the NCAA. So we have 16 different athletic programs for our students to choose from. The fact that we're Division III just means we do not give out athletic scholarships. So all of our student athletes are just that, student athletes, students first. But this will provide that list of the different sports that our students have to pick from. And of course, all of our non-athletes are very happy and excited to always cheer on our Gorloks as they compete on and off the field. Of course, you've seen this little creature jumping around. He is our Gorlok, he is our mascot. So this explains kind of where he comes from. He was created by our student body, so he's as unique as our students are. So you can kind of read that out if you want to learn more about where we got the Gorlok and where he came from.
That is quite the mascot there, Christina. So I will let you go ahead and drop whatever you need to in the chat.
Great.
But in the interest of time, I'd like to introduce our last presenter from the University of Richmond.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here to learn a little bit more about transfer admission. I am going to pull up my presentation for you all. All right, so University of Richmond is located in East Central Virginia, about 2 hours south of Washington, D.C. on a good day with no traffic. This is a bird's eye view of our campus. As you can see, it's an incredibly beautiful place. We're very lucky to live and work where we do. Fortunately, we've been able to maintain a safe and healthy in-person experience for this academic year and fully intend to be open for the fall. As I said, we're located about 2 hours south of DC. Our campus is located about 6 miles from downtown Richmond, so about a 10-minute drive. So you can see that we have a pretty traditional residential college campus, but you have a really amazing, quirky city with a lot of character and a lot of excitement to partake in, just to have in your back pocket while you're a student at University of Richmond. We are known as the River City because of the James River that runs through Richmond. So excellent resource for hiking, biking, whitewater rafting. And we are definitely a foodie town. We have over 900 restaurants in Richmond. So we love to eat. I think every student has a restaurant bucket list that they're working their way through during their 4 years. Might not get through them all, but it's certainly a reason to come back after you graduate. We're a small private liberal arts institution, so we have about 3,000 undergraduate students. So you're really going to get that more intimate classroom experience, having that relationship with your faculty pretty much inherent from day one due to the structure of our classes. We're structured by 3 colleges. In University of Richmond, the School of Arts and Sciences, the Jepson School of Leadership Studies, and the Robbins School of Business. When you're applying for transfer admission, you are applying just to the University of Richmond. So you're not applying to a specific school or a specific major. We're just ensuring that our students are projecting that they will be successful students at University of Richmond, regardless of necessarily their current interest. But once you get to University of Richmond, you'll work with an academic advisor to declare within an academic department if you choose, or take a little bit more time to explore your different options. Our students are incredibly involved. This is just a little slice of what they do on a day-to-day basis to keep themselves busy. Students at Richmond are very uncomfortable standing still. So if you're a student that likes to be involved and maybe stretched a little bit with your time management, you'll fit in right at Richmond. One of our excellent resources to explore beyond the classroom is the Richmond Guarantee. So every undergraduate student is guaranteed $4,000 to participate in an unpaid or underpaid summer internship or research experience. Usually the cooler the internship, the less they're going to pay you. So we'd like to subsidize that cost for our students, so you don't have to think about sacrificing an opportunity just because it's unpaid. We also have many of our students, over 2/3 of our students studying abroad. This is very accessible to transfer students as well. So even if you're coming into Richmond as a sophomore or junior, you can still have the option for an abroad experience, and it's very much a part of our campus culture. And these are just some of our students in various countries across the world. This year we were rated most beautiful campus, so something that we were really proud of, but it's just really indicative of the time and care that's also going to be paid to your experience as a student, as a fighter. This is what we require to complete a transfer application. So you do have to have a minimum of 24 semester hours to be eligible to apply. So 1 semester completed and then 1 in progress at the time of your application. All of these materials are required. So we do, for example, require a final high school transcript regardless of the number of credits that you have completed. And we also ask for a college report form, just a form stating from your current institution and institutions that you attended full time that you are in good standing academically and judicially. But we can talk about that more if you have any questions about any of these materials offline. We do not require standardized test scores for transfer students. And these are our application deadlines. So for spring enrollment, which is past, but coming up, we do have space available, deadline coming up April 15th to be considered to start in the fall 21 2021 term. While we do not offer merit-based scholarships to transfer students, we do offer need-based assistance, and we meet 100% of demonstrated need through university grant aid. So I'm going to go ahead and drop just our website in the chat, which also has my information as I head up the transfer committee, but also the other transfer committee members are listed there. There we go.
Well, thank you so much. Great to learn about the University of Richmond. So at this point, I would love for all of our presenters to turn their cameras and their microphones back on. And I just want to do a quick little round robin question for everybody as we wrap up today. So here's my question, and we'll go in the same order that you presented. What advice would you give someone going through the transfer process? So Zach, do you want to start us off?
Yes. Unfortunately, I can't turn my camera on. Yeah.
Let me see if I can do it on. Well, go ahead. We know you're there, so.
Okay, sorry. No, what was the question real quick? I'm so
What advice would you give someone going through the transfer process?
Visit the website. Okay. That's the best thing to do is visit the website and contact your admissions counselor. All right. And work with your success coach or your transfer advisor at your current institution. All right. Because once you do that, then you will get some information. Therefore, you will get enough information to go forward in the applying process. So check out the website, apply to the school that you're interested in, and then speak with your college representative so that they can tell you how to send your transcripts and talk about the importance of your transfer credits.
Outstanding. Tyler, what would you add?
Yeah, I would just say to find, if you have them, maybe 3 non-negotiables. So what I realized quickly in my first school was that I didn't really know what I wanted. And I realized quickly that I had a better idea after the first school. So I think a lot of the students that are listening and watching now and that we get to work with often know what they want. But if you haven't actually sat down, maybe sit down and figure out if it's a small class size, if it's location, if it is a certain major, whatever they may be. Just figure out the 3 offerings that you need in a school. And then from there, you should have a pretty easy decision.
John?
So I would agree with Zach and with Tyler. I would also say to keep your mind open to the possibility of schools that you haven't heard of before. Because a lot of times what happens is you see the big name schools in your state, the well-branded schools, and they may not be the right fit for you, and they may not have the exact program. And sometimes those really huge schools, you've got to go through a whole bunch more hoops when you get there. So check out the schools, not only that are on this session, but maybe some of the other StriveScan sessions, and check out some schools that maybe you don't recognize the name, and you may find the best fit for you.
Mary Catherine.
Okay, so I was a transfer student myself. So one of my big pieces of advice is that take in the excitement of it, because it is very exciting to be looking at schools again and figuring out what your next step is going to be. The other thing would be to, like many other people have said, do your research, keep your mind open, and use your resources. Admissions counselors like us are here to answer your questions and to help you through this process, see exactly how your credits are going to transfer, if we have the right program for you, if we are a good fit for you. Talk to people like us and we can really help you through it.
Christina.
Yeah, so I'll say ditto to what everyone else has said. You guys stole my answers, right? And then I would just add, ask questions that you might think are dumb questions. They're not. We've heard all of them, right? So ask questions. Don't be afraid to step a little bit out of your comfort zone as well. Sometimes that's hard, but it can definitely be worth it. And last, I didn't get to talk about our scholarships, but I was just going to say, if you get the opportunity, if you're at a community college, you get the opportunity to join Phi Theta Kappa, say yes to them. It's an awesome organization. And I'm seeing a lot of head shake. So I'm sure that most of these schools are offering Phi Theta Kappa scholarships. We are at Webster. And so just ask questions, and say yes to PTK. It's an incredible organization. Thanks.
And Nadine.
My advice is to get organized and stay organized. As you noted, we all have different requirements and things that we might ask of you during the application process. Know your application deadlines, and that also means the supporting credentials as well. As a transfer student, there's a lot that you need to organize and who you need to talk to with your recommendation letters and getting forms filled out and requesting transcripts. And those things can really take time. So make sure that you're creating a realistic timeline for yourself to get all those things together and meet your deadlines. And definitely make sure to keep track of all that through the various application checklists and portals that I'm sure all of our institutions allow you to see what we have and what we don't have, and communicate with the transfer coordinator if you're having any issues getting those requirements satisfied.
Awesome. Well, thank you, everybody. And I think, really the takeaway there is there's lots of people ready to help you make this transfer process as smooth as it possibly can be. So again, thank you for joining us for these 45 minutes to learn about these 6 institutions. When you close your window, participant, not my panelists, you'll get a very quick 4-question survey. If you could answer that, that would be fantastic. Certainly there are more sessions this evening, so sign up for additional. And if you want to go back and review this recording, it will be available at strivescan.com/Virginia. So on behalf of my panelists and all the folks at StriveScan and at VACRAO, thank you again for joining us, and have a good evening.